To the NFL again, where the last day of the year came hard and heavy for 6 head coaches who were handed their walking papers on Monday. All the guys you see here going into 2019 wondering where their next job will come from, and they're not alone. 1/4 of the NFL will be looking to ring in the new year with new coaches. That's 8 teams who dropped the ball in 2018, already the most turnover since 2012, including 6 changes in the last 2 days after Mike McCarthy and Hugh Jackson were fired mid-season. The Bengals parted way with Marvin Lewis, the franchise's winningest coach, but also with 0 playoff wins on his resume.
I didn't deliver what your #1 goal is, and that's to be world champions. And we did not get that done.
Lewis's departure ends the 2nd longest head coaching tenure in the NFL, behind only Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, who will have new company in the AFC East. The Jets fired Todd Bowles after no playoff appearances, and the Dolphins let go of Adam Gase after he fell short of his quarterback whisperer status. The Bucs also moved on from Dirk Cutter, who wasn't always on the same page with Tampa Bay's franchise quarterback.
You know, numbers are nice, but this is a winning league, all right? This is a winning league. And, you know, I've been fired before, and I've been hired before, and I know this. If you look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and know you did everything you could, then I got no problem holding my head up.
Vance Joseph's rocky tenure in Denver ended Monday after the franchise suffered consecutive losing seasons for the first time since 1972.
I hate to lose. I hate it more now than I ever have. And we're going to do everything we can to get us back on track and get us winning football games and getting back and competing for world championships.
And perhaps no firing epitomized the cyclical nature of the NFL more than Steve Wilks. One and done in Arizona as the Cardinals kept the coaching carousel spinning. Go a little deeper into this. We bring in the man himself, Chris Mortensen. Josh McDaniels has been a hot commodity in the past, but after his previous coaching stint, why do you think he's such a hot commodity this time around?
I'm not sure he's as hot as he was last year. And last year hurt him. I mean, we know what happened in Denver, but last year when he accepted the Indianapolis Colts job, allowed them to announce it, and then withdrew, I think that's now got some teams with cold feet, don't want to go down that path, but he's still getting some attention, the Green Bay Packers being among the teams that want to sit down with him, but he's not as hot as he was in the past.
From the top head coaching candidates available, who do they see as the most desirable job? Where's the one place everybody wants to go?
Well, surprisingly, the Cleveland Browns have vaulted to the top of the list, which is a credit to John Dorsey, their general manager, the talent he put in place in 1 year, and he got the quarterback right with the first pick when he took Baker Mayfield. And the Green Bay Packers, because the Packers have Aaron Rodgers for 4 or 5 years, who gets to keep their job longer than 4 or 5 years, and they don't have an owner to meddle. So those 2 jobs, I think, are still...
Let's go to the other side then. The places that maybe you don't want to go or be the last on your list.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals, all of a sudden they become one of those teams, and it's really because a guy like Steve Wilks got 1 year.
Right.
Nobody looks favorably upon a franchise that does that with 1 year, even though they have a rookie quarterback, Josh Rosen, who was taken in the first round. The Bengals still have a stigma to them, even though that they were patient with Marvin Lewis and certainly have some talent on board. Believe it or not, Denver or Miami is starting to get a little bit of a stigma there in terms of not necessarily being attractive jobs.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned Steve Wilks. 5 minority coaches, including Wilks, let go. How concerned is the league about this dearth of minority coaches right now?
Well, I think they're concerned about that, and then also why aren't they growing more in the general manager pool, which might help the other issue. You know, Ozzie Newsome retiring this year, after this year, from the Ravens is one of the problems. Okay, where are they coming from? Listen, the problems they have are Steve Wilks getting fired after 1 year in Arizona, a guy who probably, you know, is considered a top leader, a lot of integrity, didn't get a fair shot there. And then, you know, Vance Joseph getting fired after 2 years in Denver. Yes, they had 2 10-loss seasons. Those are the ones. But Todd Bowles, listen, he got 4 years. The Fitz Pollard Alliance, which oversees diversity, says, hey, we get it. You know, they got to be held accountable with wins and losses, too. And Marvin Lewis got his 16. And Hugh Jackson, you know, I think some people believe maybe Hugh created his own problems there. But, yes, there's a concern. But let's see how this next hiring cycle goes. When Jim Caldwell got fired last year with a winning record in Detroit, that didn't sit well with a lot of people either. And he's a candidate this time around as well.
Anthony Lynn, Mike Tomlin, Ron Rivera, there are only 3 minority coaches in the NFL as we go in to 2019. We'll see if any other minority candidates get some of these vacancies. Mort, appreciate the time, man. Happy New Year.
All right, Michael. Same to you.
All right.